family behold.
The oracle told him that it was his fate that he should die a captive at the hands of his own son, a son to be born of Laius and Jocasta. So Laius came up with an idea of nailing the child's uncle together. O innocent child, bound by the evil oracle, you, herdsman of Laius, throw this child elsewhere, that will surely fall the fate. Abandon him to die, that will surely fall the fate. But the herdsman of Laius didn't have the heart to abandon the poor baby. He gave the child to another herdsman. The herdsman of Oedipus did not know what to do, so he decided to offer the child to King Oedipus and Queen Merope of Carisse. They named him Oedipus, which means swollen feet.
Oedipus grew up in going under Oedipus and Merope's custody. Sometime, he knew about the prophecy that he would marry his own mother and kill his own father. He was upset to know about the prophecy, so he left Corinth and headed for Greece. There, he met his real father, Laius the King, on the road. Get out of the way! Don't you know who am I? No, and I don't want to know.
Being the son and the father, they had the same kind of temper. In retaliation, Oedipus killed Laius. Oedipus continued along the road to Thebes until he met the Sphinx. One creature walks on 4 legs by morn, 2 legs by day, and 3 legs by night.
That was way too easy. An infant crawling, a walking adult, and an old man in a cave. A man!
The Sphinx, which was playing thieves, left after Oedipus solved the riddle. Oedipus was praised by the Thebans for stopping the Sphinx. Sometimes he met Jocasta and they had children, 2 of them being Antigone and Ismene.
Children, why do you think you recite the story of my countenance, that unspeakable sounds of it and smells of incense? What do you fear or what does you think is right? I believe it is all that you may do. Lord Oedipus, these innocent children and I, the Prince of Good, we come to pray at your altar. King, our deeds has been taken. Oedipus waited till all night time, find some strength again and rescue our king. Perhaps you'll hear wise words whispered by some god, or in any human way. I pity you, children. I know you are all sick. I have already sent Creon, my brother-in-law, to ask upon on how I will save this city. When he comes, I shall do what the king commands. Thank you for your kind words. Look, your servant signals that Creon is coming now. His face is bright, O Holy Lord Apollo. Grant that his news will also be present and bring us comfort. Creon, what is the word that you bring us from the God?
A good word. Apollo commanded us to drag a pollution from his land. A pollution that is nourished. Drag it out and bear it.
How shall it be done?
By punishing a man, or by taking blood. For it is a murderer killed as well as he in his destructive story.
Who is this man who spake the God your peace?
My lord, before we came here, we had a king called Laius. Apollo commanded to punish this dead man's murderer.
Where are they? Where are they of this man that we found?
Patuloy in this land, called Teiresias.
Where did this murder take place?
The king was on the trip but never returned.
Was there no messenger, no fellow traveler who knew what happened?
They were all killed, except one. They fled in fear and could tell us nothing in their terms. Nothing but one.
What was that? If we had a clue, we might discover more.
This man said that the robbers were men. It is not single man's doing. Because of his faith, we neglected the crime and paid attention to the problem. That was long ago, for a king.
I swear by Apollo that I will bring this to life again. Children, go now. I will do what is needed. God will decide whether we prosper or remain in sorrow.
What is the sweet voice from the shrine of Apollo, preaching gold that I have heard? I am rocked with doubt and fear, and in trembling hold my heart, and I worship full of tears for what will pass throughout the years. Those tears are sweet to drive away the pain. Those children are begotten. In a number death dies the city. Those children born lie dead on naked earth without pity.
Hear me, citizens of thieves. Tell me who the murderer of lies is, or he will be punished since he is our life's pollution.
I neither kill the king nor know the killer, but since Apollo set the task, it is his part to tell who the man is. Like all Teiresias can see what Apollo is. If you inquire him, you might find out most clearly.
Yes, I have already sent for the prophet.
Here comes the godly prophet guided by your men.
Teiresias, you know much. Reveal who the murderer and save our city.
Alas, how terrible is wisdom when it turns against you. Let me go home. It will be easiest for us both to go no further in this.
You would drop us off your gift of prophecy.
Yes, but I see that your own words lead you into error. Therefore, I must fear for mine.
For God's sake, if you know anything, do not turn from us.
All of you here know nothing. I will not bring this trouble upon to the light of day, and this pain upon us both.
You must be a conspirator in the deed. If you had eyes, I would have said that you alone murdered him.
Yes, then I warn you faithfully to keep your word, and from this day, you're the last solution.
How shamelessly attacked me. Do you think you will escape?
You made me speak against my will.
Speak what? Tell me again that I may learn it better.
Did you not understand before? Would you provoke me into speaking? You're the murderer of the king.
You should not lie like this and stay unpunished.
I say this with those you love best. You live in foul shame.
Do you think you can talk like this and live to laugh at it hereafter? You're blind in mind and ears, as well as in your eyes.
So, you mock my blindness? Let me tell you this. You with your precious eyes, you're blind to the corruption of your life.
Was it your own design or was it Creon?
Your ruin comes not from Creon, but from yourself.
My one-time friend attacks me secretly for wealth and power. He wants to drive me out and divide this district.
We look on this man's words and yours, and find you have both spoken in anger.
I have the right to speak in my defense against you. I live in the service of Apollo, neither in yours nor in Creon, the multitude of other evils between you and your children. You know nothing.
Get out of my house at once and be damned. I do not know you would talk like a fool.
I'm a fool then, but to your parents, wise. In his name, he is an outsider, but soon will be proved to be a citizen, a true native of thieves. He will have no joy in the discovery. He will exchange sight for blindness and poverty for riches. He shall be proved father and brother both to his children, and to the one giving birth, a son and a husband both.
My death is oracle who is proclaimed, the doer of deeds that remains unnamed. Now is the time for him to run. The prophet has spread such confusion. Truly Susan and Apollo are wise, but amongst them there is no judgment of truth or lies. I'll find no fault with the king till proven beyond a doubt, for he saved us from the street and helped us out.
Citizens, I've come here because I heard scandalous words spread about me by the king. I'm no traitor to this city or to my friends.
Perhaps it was a burst of anger with no judgment. Here comes the king now.
You dare come here after you tried to rob me of my crown. Even though you're my kinsman, you will be punished of the king.
Will you listen to words and then pass judgment? What offense am I guilty?
Did you or did you not urge me to send for this prophetic messenger?
I did.
How long ago is it since Laius vanished, died, was murdered?
It was a long time ago.
Did the prophet ever say a word about me then?
I don't know. When I know nothing, I usually hold my tongue.
As my brother-in-law, you have had a share of ruling this country, and you have proven yourself a one's friend. I should hear you.
Consider this. I have no desire to have the responsibilities of a king. Now, I am carefree. Don't throw away an honest friend. In time, you will know with all certainty. Time is the only test of honest men.
His words are wise, king. Those who are quick of temper are not safe. But stop, my lord. Here comes Jocasta coming from the house. With her help, you can settle the quarrel that now divides you. Are you not ashamed to start a private feud when the country is suffering?
My sister, your husband thinks that he has the right to do me wrong. He has but to choose whether to punish me or to kill me.
I beg you, Oedipus, trust him. Spare him for the sake of his oath to God. For my sake. Be gracious, be merciful. We beg of you, respect him. He has been your friend for years.
This request of yours is a request of my death or banishment. Well, let him go. Wherever he is, I will hate him.
I'll go. They have all known my innocence. Your temper is your own worst enemy.
Quickly, lady, take him inside. Yes, when I found out what was the matter, what was the story that angered the king so? I think it best, in the interest of the country, to leave this alone. Tell me, my lord, I beg you, what is it that roused your anger so?
Not Creon and the blasphemy against me. Creon says that I am the murderer of Laius.
Does it speak from knowledge or hearsay?
He sent this rascal prophet to me and keep his mouth clean of any guilt.
Then, you have no need to worry about this matter. Listen and learn from me. No human being is gifted in the art of prophecy. Even Apollo failed to fulfill the prophecy of my child to King Laius, and Laius was killed by a band of thieves and not by our own child. We fall to faith.
Laius was killed by a band of thieves. Where did this incident happen?
In the country where three roads split. One road to Delphi, another to Dalia.
How long ago was this?
It was just before you came to our city to do that. What is the Oedipus that's on your mind?
What is it she's got to do with it? Tell me, Jocasta of Laius. How did he look? How old or young is he?
He was a tall man and his hair was gray. Nearly white. He looked a lot like you.
I think I have gold curses on myself in ignorance.
What do you mean? I am terrified when I look at you.
Tell me one more thing. Did he travel with many servants or a few?
There were five. Laius rode in a carriage with the coachman.
Explain. Who told you what happened?
The only servant that escaped safely home.
Is he part of the household now?
No. When he came home again and saw you king Laius was dead, he begged me that I should send him away to the fields to be my shepherd. So I sent him away.
Oh, how I wish that he could come back quickly.
He can. Why is your heart so set on this?
Oh dear Jocasta, I am full of fears that I have spoken far too much, and therefore wish to be the shepherd.
He will come. But Oedipus, let me know what bothers you.
When I heard that I was an illegitimate son of King Oedipus, I went to the Delphi Oracle to learn more. Apollo foretold the forest to befall me, that I was doomed to sleep with my mother and be the murderer of my father. So I fled to from Corinth, in fear that these prophecies will happen.
Is that all what bothers you?
When I was near the crossroads, I encountered a servant in a carriage with a man in it. They want me out of the road, so they pushed me. I retaliated and they rolled out, and I killed them all. Was there any tie between this man and Gaius? Oh no! No! Oh holy God on high! May I never see that thing.
We do fear these things, sir.
But until you see this man face to face,
And hear his story, come home. And when he comes, what do you want with him?
If I find that his story is the same as yours, I am this here of this field.
I will send for him with me. But he cannot prove the prophecy, for that poor creature did not kill him. For he died himself first on the hillside. So as far as the prophecy goes, don't be worried about it. I pray that I may keep you in word and deed and follow the laws made in the clear air of heaven. Out of pride is born the tyrant, the man who is arrogant and does not fear the God, and blaspheme in holy places, must fall into an evil fate. If the oracles are forgotten and slighted, Apollo is diminished, and man turns his face away from heaven, not raising his voice in prayerful song. I will go to the God's temple. Oedipus excites himself too much. May they grant him escape free of the earth. Now, when we look at him, we are all afraid. He is captain of our ship and he is frightened.
God bless you, lady.
God bless you, sir. What do you want to ask? What have you to tell us?
Good news. Good for your household and for your husband.
What is your news? Who sent you to us?
He came from Corinth. The news I will bring will please you. Perhaps Creon in that too.
He who delivered the news to Jocasta will cause grief and sorrow. Yes, it is. King Oedipus is the father of Oedipus, the renowned king of Thebes, who saved the country from the sea, was once an his own child left on the mountainside. His own uncle was his own witness. The old maid that bear a star will bear another king.
Then you yourself did not find me. You took him from someone else.
Yes, from a herdsman of lions. I spent most of my life before as a herdsman. But eventually, I became a messenger.
Do any of you know about this man? Jocasta, do you know about this man whom we have sent for? Is he the man he mentioned?
Why ask of whom we spoke? Don't pay it any attention. I beg you, do not hunt this out. I beg you, if you have any care for your own life, what I am suffering is enough.
Take courage. If my mother was a humble slave, then I must know the truth.
My Oedipus, God help you. Give from you the knowledge of who you are.
Here, someone go and fetch the shepherd for me.
Oh Oedipus, unhappy Oedipus, that is all I can call you. The last thing I shall ever call you. Why has the prince gone inward? Oedipus rushing from us. I fear that from her silence will break a storm.
Let's break what will, but find the secret of my birth. If my mother was a humble slave or... I think it is the herdsman we were thinking. He is. Old man, look at me and tell me what I asked. Were you ever a servant of King Lius?
I was. Most of my life was spent among the flocks.
This man here, did you have any dealings with him?
No, not that I told him. Do you remember giving me a child to raise up as my foster child? Why do you ask this question? Look, old man, here he is. Here's the man who has that child. Damn you, hold your tongue, you meddling fool.
No, old man. Do not find fault with you.
Speaks out of ignorance.
If you won't talk, pain will encourage your tongue.
No, sir. Please don't hurt an old man, sir.
Here, this is hands behind you.
Why? What do you want to know?
You gave him a child?
I did. I wish I died that day.
will die now unless you tell me the truth. And therefore we're expecting them. Where did you get it? Is it your own or did you get it from another?
Not my own. I beg you, master, please don't ask me more.
There are dead man if I ask you again.
It was from the house of lies.
A slave or born in wedlock?
Oh God, I'm on the brink of birth.
And I, of prideful ears, that I must hear. The child was 6 years.
But you're going to tell you this. How old is was?
She gave it to you.
Yes, my lord.
His mother was so hard-hearted.
I, my lord. No fear of evil or others. They said that he would kill his own parents.
How was it that you gave it to this old man?
I think I continue to another now. But receive it for the most terrible trouble. If you are the man they say you were born to mission.
Oh, the light of the sun. Let me look upon you no more. Cursed is my life.
Our glorious queen of Pascual is dead. Unfortunate woman! How? By her own hand. When she came racing into the house, she went straight to her home, tearing her hair with constant cries of crying. Then she burst upon us, shouting and begged us.
Give me a sword.
Into the room he rushed and saw his wife hanging, the twisted rope around her neck. He cried out fearfully and cut the dangling rope. Then, as she lay on the ground, what happened after was terrible to see. He tore the brooches from her, lifted them up high, and dashed them into his own eyes, shrieking such things out.
They will never see the crime I have committed. Dark eyes. Now is the day to look upon forbidden faces. Do not recognize whom you long for.
Then he stabbed his legs again and again, with every blow plunged further down his cheek. He shouts for someone to show him to the men of thieves, his father's killer, and his mother's. No, I cannot say the forbidden word. This is terrible sight, wretched king. What madness came upon you? I pity you, but I cannot look in your face. I shudder at the sight of you.
Oh, the pain. Where do my poor legs take me? Darkness. The horror of darkness enfolds me. Madness and stabbing pain and guilt for my evil deeds.
What demon urged you to stab into your own eyes?
It was Apollo that brought my ruin to completion. But the hand that struck was my own. Why should I see when vision shows me nothing sweet to see? Curse the man who rescued me as I lay cast out in the hillside. He stole me from death. I wish I had died then.
You are far better off dead than living still and blind.
Do not tell me I am wrong. What I have done is best.
Here comes Creon.
Oedipus, I've come not to jeer or taunt you with your past actions. Come inside, should not be made a public spectacle.
Creon, most noble spirit, I have treated you so badly. Yet, I beg you,
What do you need from me?
take me away from here, where I wouldn't hear any voice of human. Let me live in the mountains, which would have been my tomb so long.
For that, you must ask the gods.
But I am hated by the gods. The will of the gods are clear enough already.
It is better to seek their guidance. I will go to your place and ask them.
I urge other duties on you. Bury your sister, that light inside your home, and perform the rite for her. As for my children, Creon, do not worry about my 2 sons. They are men and can take care of themselves already.
But I beg you, look after my poor unhappy daughters. Let me touch them and weep with them. Oh my Lord, is it my daughters I hear sobbing? Come to this hand of mine, your brother's hand. Creon has brought me what I love most.
I brought them to you because I know how you love them.
I weep when I think of bitterness that will come into their lives, such insults you will hear. Creon, since you are the only father left for these two girls, do not allow them to wander like beggars, poor and husbandless.
Come along, soon you will leave the city, but let the children stay.
Do not take them from me.
Don't have everything your way. Your time of giving orders is past.
You that live in my ancestral pit, behold this Oedipus, he who knew the famous riddle, and was among most masterful, that citizen who did not look envy on his blood. See him now and see the breakers of misfortune swallow him. Look upon that last day always, come no mortal happy, till he has passed the final limit of his life secure from pain.